You can't leverage gold the same way you can leverage real estate, can you?
Come and hear what I have to say.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, is that the
Yeah,
question?
yeah.
You're brilliant, man.
Thank you.
I use real estate as leverage to buy this.
Right.
So what I do is I'll borrow, let's say, $20 million. The cash flow buys this.
Right. So you're using government printed money for your own assets,
To buy this.
and then the income from the assets you convert into gold.
Yes. This is God's money. God put it here. God put this, I'm not religious, but I'm just, okay. And this here was put by God. This here is to be flushed down their toilet. And that's what they're doing with it. But oh, I made this much this month. Loser. Your job is to take this, convert to this, or convert to this. Not to brag, but I own tons of this.
How much? How
I
much?
own the mines.
You own the mines.
I'm a capitalist.
Right.
I bought the biggest gold mine in America last
Wow.
July. It's in Utah.
So you're literally mining your own gold.
Amen.
Amen.
I found religion. I'm gonna put an altar there, and
You found religion. What gold is your
I'll
religion?
put every religion in there. You can be Buddhist, Shinto, Catholic, Protestant, Muslim. I don't care. Just worship at the altar of gold. No, but you want to get back to this. For thousands of years, I bought my first gold mine in Peru, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was a kid, and I looked up I saw all of these holes in the ground in the Andes, whatever they are, and that was the Inca before Pizarro digging for a gold vein. And I said, how in the world did these Incas, I think that's what they were called, and they're native Peruvian Indians, why were they looking for this? And then I was in China, I was actually in Mongolia. All across Mongolia were little holes in the ground. They were looking for this. So this is pre-radio, pre-cell phones. How did the Inca search for this? Then the Spaniards came and took it all away from them, of course, those bastards. You know what I mean? And in Mongolia, there was a place called the Checkerboard. Little holes in the ground. And these Mongolians, with Genghis Khan was around, they were digging for this stuff. Mm-hmm. So there's something, in my opinion, I'm not religious, but God attracts us to this. Mm. And so I was in Fiji for rugby again, and I met this American guru. He was a Hindu. He had gold all over him. So I said, what's this white guy dressed as a Hindu with gold dripping all over him? So I had to ask him a question. I said, why do you have so much of this? He says, because gold is God's attractor. Gold is God's money. He says, the more of this you have, the more wealth it attracts to you. So when they tell you not to save this stuff, you cut your wealth off. This is your connection. I'm going to get my ass for this one, but I'm saying this is your connection between God and wealth. So if I want $1,000 of income, I buy a couple of these, one of these, More gold attracts wealth. That's that was this, I don't know if it's Hindu, but this American Hindu, he could have been a fake for all I know. He looked good. He had gold all over him. Mm. He says, this attracts wealth.
Right.
So I believed him. Mm. But I already had that belief anyway. Mm. So I just started collecting this. So the question, I'm here in London to teach, everybody can do this. This is $35. Mm. The question is, how do you go from this to a gold mine? That's what an entrepreneur does.
Right.
So once I understood this was the objective, I started going for gold mines.
So you buy more gold mines now than you are real estate?
Amen.
You are?
The biggest in the world.
Right.
Went public July 8th last year in Toronto, New York Stock Exchange. My first gold mine was in Dalian, China. and we struck gold in China. This is in 2004. Guess what the Chinese did?
Tell me.
Nationalized it. They stole it. I don't trust the Chinese communists. You know, that's why they're communists. That's why what Klaus Schwab says, you own nothing, someday you'll own nothing, you'll be happy. That's Marxism. That's communism. You will own nothing. So when the Chinese took my gold mine from me, I said, I'm staying out of China. You know, like my books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, they pirated the whole thing. They don't pay me anything.
Really?
They steal.
Wow.
It's part of their, let's say, culture. I won't mention anything else. I get in trouble. You mention race, religion, God, money, sex. Let's talk about sex next.
So if you're $1 billion in debt, is that all in real estate, or did you use debt to buy gold mines as well?
No, I used debt and real estate. What I do is, let's say I buy a property. Here's a property, I buy it. I finance it. Then we refinance it. We borrow out the equity. With the refinanced equity, I bought the gold mine.
Right.
And guess what pays for the debt? This. And I still own the gold mine. And that's why I went to tons of gold. It's all finance.
Yeah. And if you have $1 billion of debt, how many properties does that mean you own?
I don't know.
I thought I've got 340 units, and I thought that was a lot. Someone said you had 16,000 properties.
16,000.
16,000. 16,000.
Just because at 17 years old, Helen went, what is that? Why is this coin copper? That was 1964. It's Gresham's Law. Gresham's Law states when bad money enters the system, good money goes into hiding. Then happened in 1971, Nixon took this off of this. This became debt. So the smartest guys on earth are real estate guys like Trump, you and me. We borrow this to buy this that buys, this apartment house buys that.
So,
it's called finance.
yeah. So do you pay any tax?
No.
None? None.
You guys forget something. You guys are English. You forget. We're still pissed off at you guys.
It wasn't me.
Remember in 1773,
Don't hold a grudge that long. Yeah.
there was a thing called the Boston Tea Party. And the English were taxing the American colonies. And finally the Americans said, and we threw the English tea into the ocean. And so people say, America was founded in 1776, whatever they did, or Declaration of Independence, whatever they did. Now, America was founded as a debt revolution. They threw the English out. So America was founded as a debt-free country. If you know that one. So Americans have always fought against, tax-free. I don't pay my tax. I don't have to. But I have the best accountants and the best lawyers to make sure I don't. That's why Trump and I don't pay taxes legally. Hillary Clinton and Obama, they just steal it. You don't have to pay tax on things you steal.
Well, didn't Trump say to Hillary that he is not paying any tax because of laws that she passed?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I just remember she was attacking him on camera.
Yes.
He says, but you don't pay any taxes. He says, I'm smart. That's the truth.
And do you not pay any taxes because you're taking all your income as debt?
No. You have to obey. Taxes are incentives. In other words, if I went down to Goodwill, a church, the government wants me to donate money to a church. So if I donate this to a church, it's a tax write-off. So taxes are incentives to do what the government wants you to do. So the people that pay the highest taxes are employees and doctors and lawyers. The capitalists don't pay taxes. There was a book I wrote called The Cash Flow Quadrant, ESBI. E's pay 40% in tax. S's pay 60% in tax. B's pay 20%. Eyes pay zero.
And eyes are the investor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside investor. People who buy stocks, bonds, mutual funds are freaking losers.
Why?
Because you pay tax.
So do you not invest in the stock market at all?
No, I have my stock is there
Right.
from my company,
Yeah.
but it's tax free.
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur. I am not an employee. I was a stupid kid in school, flunked out so many times. And
Do you think that made you a good entrepreneur?
yeah, well, I had to.
Had to what? What? Because you had no other choice.
Well, I had to learn how to cheat. No, I'm here with my team right now. My attorneys, my accountants, my debt guys, my bankers. We operate as a team. Schools teachers take tests on your own, right? I take my tests as a team. So when I was going after that gold mine in Utah, you think I could do it by myself? Even though it was the richest gold mine in the world, I had to go in with a big team. The average punter out there, I can't afford it. But I used the profits from my real estate to raise $2 million to buy the gold mine. The average person, I can't afford it. They can afford this. They cannot afford the gold mine.
Yeah.
The entrepreneur can afford the gold mine legally. Please do it. I'm not Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX and all that other crypto crap. I have crypto, but I do it honestly.
And have people not been chasing you to try and get some tax from you? You're a very public figure. Do they not come knocking on your door?
That's a very good question. An audit is called an audit. I'm audited every year. Catch me. No, but audits keep you honest.
Yeah.
If I was doing something illegal, like Sam Bankman-Fried or Hillary probably does, Clinton and Obama, and this guy Biden is the worst. He steals this money, God almighty. But anyway, if I'm audited, I'm doing something wrong, I'll pay my tax. I don't want to go to jail and do the hula for some guy,
So if you had to choose between gold or silver,
How about this?
oh, no, we're not going to put fiat into the mix.
No, but let me say, what I'm asking right now is most people watching today are choosing this.
They're choosing pounds and pence, dollars and cents.
So the average person, even the guy sleeping on the street, can raise how much is $35 in pounds?
Yeah, you can get a Tudor Beast coin here for £70, including VAT, which you could claim back if you bought it in the right company. So £50 will get you a good 2-ounce silver coin. I've started to pay my kids for their chores in silver.
Good man.
Yeah.
See, this is God's money. It was not printed. I always say to American audiences, if you can print it, I don't want it. If you can, a stock certificate, I don't want it. Can you print this? I don't want it. It's that simple. I own cattle. You can't print a cow, so you get the artificial intelligence and all this other garbage. But the thing I sell for my cattle, they're bulls. They're Wagyu bulls, Japanese bulls. You see, because when I was a little boy, I went to the dairy, and I watched the breeding bulls, and they bring the cows in, and the old bull would go, "Oh, baby," and he'd sit there and he'd start humping away on the cow, going, "Ooh, when I grow up, I want to be a breeding bull." I had no idea what I was watching. I was going, that looks like fun. So today I own Wagyu cattle, bulls.
Yeah.
And every time they ejaculate, it's semen flow. I get paid. Nobody's offered me that service yet.
Wow. Yeah.
I think like a capitalist, not a Marxist.
No.
I don't want it to be equal. You kick my ass, I'll kick your ass.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's why I love this game here.
So you think free markets, competition, that's all healthy and good.
For certain people. If you're not competitive and you're a wimp and a crybaby, follow Dave Ramsey.
Wow. Are you allowed to say who your rich dad is? There's lots of
No, I don't say it. I had to ask his permission. They don't want to be known.
Oh, okay. So that they're are they still alive?
No, actually.
No.
This is the saddest thing of all is Rich Dad was my best friend's father. And he had nothing to start, and he built his empire. So if you go to Waikiki Beach today in Hawaii, you look at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, that's their land. They don't own the hotel, they own the land. So he started with nothing. He kept doing what Americans call it 1031, their tax-free exchanges and all this stuff. So his plan was to buy a whole section of Waikiki Beach, and he bought it. So today it belongs to the family. But another rule I've heard is that the first generation makes it. The second generation was my best friend and I. The third generation was his son. Guess what?
Son squandering it?
It's gone.
Mm.
The third generation lost it all.
Because they didn't learn the skills required to build it.
They had a good time.
Plus. Oh, really? Yeah.
Bad habits will
Yeah.
kill you,
But I often think a lot of money without understanding how it works is a curse. Would you agree?
Yeah. Plus addictions.
Yeah.
Homelessness is not homelessness. Homelessness is addiction.
Right.
So they just can't function in society.